Any CI/CD work culture starts with continuous integration first. Adopting continuous integration practice is your first move towards delivering a high-quality software. With adopting CI, we try to establish a consistent and automated way to build, package, and test applications. So, what is continuous integration? As the name itself suggests, grammatically if we see, continuous integration means to integrate continuously. In software development as well, it means the same. Continuous integration is a development practice that requires developers to integrate their code into a central shared repository, typically a version control system such as Git, multiple times a day. And doing this can even lead to multiple commits merging into the mainline code in a day. This is one major practice that has to be followed in CI. Team members parallelly working on a same project or even on the same codes are required to integrate their codes frequently into some central shared repository. This you do because if you keep on postponing the integration and do it after a few weeks or months of development, then every developer would have its own version of code and integrating at that time would be a real mess. And believe me, after a month of development, developers would forget even its own code, let alone the integration part. Each check-in a developer makes to the central source code, it is verified by automated builds and tests that runs on some CI server, which immediately surface any error in the code which is just merged and notify it to the respective team or developer. So you can see this CI principle allows the teams to detect problems very early as in few minutes after the commit. Now coming towards the goal, from the last two principles you yourself can deduce that the key goals of continuous integrations are to find and address bugs quicker, improve software quality, and reduce the time it takes to validate and release new software updates. After continuous integration, the next step towards a successful software deployment is continuous delivery. So what is continuous delivery? Again, grammatically if we see, it is to deliver something continuously, right? Well, it is. With continuous delivery, the ultimate goal is to make developing process enough fast and automated so that developers will always have a deployment ready build software in their hands that has passed through a standardized test process. With continuous delivery, the artifacts or the executables produced by your CI server are deployed to the test or staging server, or you can say delivered to the doorsteps of production deployment activity. This means that on top of continuous integration, with continuous delivery, we deploy an automated release process. Continuous delivery aims at building, testing, and releasing software with greater speed and frequency, and thus helps teams to deliver update to customer faster and more frequently. Last, continuous delivery gives the answer to your problem of poor visibility and communication between development and business teams, and it makes it possible to continuously adapt software in line with user feedback. Guys, once again, each point stated in this lecture, we will explore them in detail in the upcoming lectures, and you will get a clear picture of all the technical terms used here. Okay. Now the final stage of automating your software development process is continuous deployment. This is the last goalpost for any CI/CD process. Continuous deployment is a software engineering approach in which software functionalities are delivered frequently to the end market through automated deployment systems. The deployment phase is responsible for automatically launching and distributing the software artifacts to end users. See, a delivered artifact from the previous phase is just a piece of code which is of no use to end customers. You have to run it, or you can say deploy it on some infrastructure so that your customers who are the end users can interact with what you have developed. So, you can say this is the phase where the actual business value resides. Guys, there is a very thin line between continuous delivery and its deployment part. The only difference between these two is the presence of manual approval to update to production. In continuous delivery, software functionalities are frequently delivered and holds the potential to get released and deployed into market anytime. But in this delivery, though the software holds the potential, but doing so requires a green flag and intervention of human. It could be any person from top management or whatever. So it's like a package saying that, hey, I'm all ready to provide a new utility to your customers, allow me to do so. And now if you go one level up in the automation, with continuous deployment, production happens automatically without the explicit approval. No need of manual approvals. It's like as soon as the new executable package is delivered, deploy it to production. With this level of automation, the SDLC lifecycle becomes so powerful that developers are capable of pushing their change into a production and make their change live with just a single commit of code in the code repository. He or she will make a change in the code repository and you will see the new code getting tested automatically, built automatically, delivered, and then deployed automatically. And all of this happens through various scripts or tools used in an ordered fashion. In fact, even I am going to show you this practically in the course. I'll make a small change in my application code and you will see that change live in production within few minutes. Excellent. So that was a basic introduction to CICD, or what you can say, the crust of CICD. Meet you in the next lecture.